associate with this organization, such as ANT Telefilms, Surat Special Economic Zones, Prasad Film Labs. So these are, some of the association of her. In her academic association, she has been the director of Mumbai University Associated MBA colleges for some last some couple of years, and she awarded with Emerging Women Leadership Award Education by the Higher Education Forum in the year of 2018. Also, she has awarded for the services in the field of research and development by Sri Jeet University 2019. As last year also, Madam has taken the class in the soft skill session through a webinar. And personally, I also know ma'am since last year, since 1 year, and she has having a great asset for the student. And I hope today also she could catch all the attention of the students. And I also hope all the students extract information, knowledge from ma'am. And from DDC family, madam, I welcome you to our this webinar, and hope the students will definitely make you feel joy, during this session. And madam, floor is yours, and now you can please come to the floor and please connect to us.
I'm very much here, and thank you so much, Rashmi ma'am. And trust me, being with students always gives me so much of, I feel great about being with students. Whatever the topic, whatever the thing that we are talking of, just being with the young crowd, it is so enthusing and revitalizing. So good evening, everyone. I have got some wonderful good evenings in the chat box. And to all the wonderful people here, I think we are, if I exclude Rashmi ma'am and myself, we are 37 of us here. So today we are talking of something which even in my MBA days used to be kind of a thought: how to make a CV, how to make a resume. How many of you have thought about it? What is the best resume? If I'm sending a resume, resume or resume, whichever you prefer. How many of you have ever sat and thought that what should a resume actually look like? Thumbs up means you have, and if you haven't, you don't give me any emoticon, it's fine. Okay, I got one thumbs up here. Wonderful. Oh, I'm getting a couple of thumbs ups in the chat box, so wonderful. And the second question is, now that I get to know that a couple of you have thought of resume, what is a beginning resume, what is a resume, how many of you got an answer to it? You found the best resume that works for you. Okay. Now, the third question, I have 5 questions before we begin. How many of you know the difference between a resume or a resume and a CV or a curriculum vitae? Or do you think okay, let's do something interesting to make this evening interesting. I don't know if I have an access to that. Okay, next time I will tell Rashmi ma'am before to get polling app also here. Otherwise, let us just poll like a simple poll, and it is how many of you know the difference? Can give me a thumbs up now. The difference between a resume and a CV. Okay. How many of you feel, the fourth question, that both are same? Okay, Geeta gave me a thumbs up, so she knows the difference between, I think Debashish had also given, so maybe he also knows the difference between a resume and a CV. And how many of you feel both are the same? Okay, Pankaj has given me a thumbs up, so okay, Ashutosh has given me a thumbs up, so I believe they think it is the same. Wonderful. I'm getting quite a few thumbs up. Wonderful to know that you feel it is the same. And trust me, at some point in my life, also, I also felt that it is the same. Okay, so last question, the fifth question, because we are going to talk about two parts today. One is resume, and the other is, do you know what is the other part of today's conversation? Okay, I got okay. I got no, ma'am. I thought I will get yes, ma'am, in the chat box. Okay. Subha Lakshmi ji has said it is different. No, no. So we are going to talk on two things. One, how will you create a professional CV or sorry, resume which is powerful? And the second thing we are going to talk on today is something that would definitely interest you, and that is social media, LinkedIn. How do you present yourself on LinkedIn? Because in today's time, it is very, you know, apparent that we need to have a social media imprint. So, LinkedIn being the professional network, we need to know why and how should a student also be on LinkedIn. So these are the two parts that we'll be talking of. First is resume, and second is, you know, about LinkedIn. So let us start. So I asked 5 questions and I got wonderful answers, and I am really thankful to all of you for that. So let me start the evening. Today is a festival also, right? Rashmi ma'am, you were sharing. So let me
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
let
Today
me
is the
begin
one of
the
the
yeah.
biggest Sankranti.
Yes, I
We are
heard
celebrating that.
Mangesh sir was sharing with me. So let me share
Yeah.
some chocolates so that
Yeah.
everybody enjoys the evening with a sweet tooth and a donut for the new donut generation. So, Suresh ji, you have just raised your hand. So, is there a question or is there something else you want to speak on, Mr. Suresh? Or did you agree to that, whatever I was speaking on? Because your hands have gone up. So, I need to respect that your hands have gone up. Okay, so I think I can't connect with Suresh. Maybe he will come back and speak to us about what was on his mind. Till then, let us begin the evening on a sweet note with some chocolates and donuts, preparing the CV and professional profile on LinkedIn. First, what does this image tell you? Just look at the image and tell me in the chat box, what does that imply? When you look at that first slide that I showed you, door opened, okay, entrance, open, entry, wonderful answers, amazing, entrance. So that is what your CV is. Your CV is the first key to entering the corporate world. The first key. And the adage, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, is never truer than when you submit your resume. Because this is likely the first glimpse of you that employer will get. Make it an impressive one. A great resume can open a door, but an inferior one can just actually quickly close. Oh, okay. Uh, can you all see the slide? Because somebody has shared with me that they can't see the slide.
Cannot see the slide now, ma'am.
Yeah, now I switched off because somebody wrote that they can't see the slide. But were you able to see it before?
Yeah, ma'am.
So can I request something? In case somebody is unable to see the slide, please put it in the open chat box so that other people can endorse if you are able to see it or not. Can we do that, please? Because then what will happen? I'll keep, coming on, going off without realizing that if other people are not. So please write it. in the open chat box so that if other people are able to see it, then I can request you to re-log in. Is that good to go? Thank you. So going back to what we were discussing, your CV will open doors for you and your CV will also close doors for you. If your CV is not strong, if your resume is not strong, if it is not giving the person what the person wants to see, then the recruiter will not even go to the next step of calling you in. So it is like your ticket to the big world. It is what is going to actually, if I get a CV, when I look at it, I instantly know if I'm going to talk to this person or not. Or it happens. It happens all the time. The words we choose, the layout we choose, the kind of profile we create, the objectives we write, they are all very, very powerfully, you know, aligned to how much a recruiter is going to, take you on. Can anybody share in the chat box uh, what kind of resumes have you made so far? What are the steps you have followed while making a CV? Just a general question. You must have made CVs, right? No? Okay. Name, academics, personal biodata, wonderful. Personal details, excellent. That is what it is all about. They really want to know about you. So what you have done is wonderful. Today we will learn how to create a CV. Yes, objectives. Objectives is a very, very important part of any CV. And objectives are something I, as a recruiter, when I was, I'm still sometimes people reach out to me and I like to go with the objectives first because that gives me a clear idea or a clear input viewpoint into what the candidate is really into. So academic strengths and weaknesses, wow, soft skills. So you guys have been creating a CV with lot of info. And any feedback have you ever got on what CVs you have created? कुछ मिला है कभी कि your CV needs to be better or your CV needs to be more equipped with certain things? Any feedbacks you've ever received about your CV? Before I actually tell you, after a lot of study, what kind of CVs or resumes actually work in the industry, any feedback you have got about your CV or resume or whatever you choose to call it? Though I will tell you the difference between the two. Wonderful. So let us go back to what we were talking of, and that is it opens doors for you. It can also close the doors for you. Sometimes we give too much of information. Wonderful, Debashish. You're very lucky. Very nice. So they professionally make CV for you. So what is the difference between resume and CV? Like I started. Primarily the length, what is included and what each is used for. Oftentimes the words are used interchangeably to mean the same thing. The difference is very minute. Resume, 1 or 2 page summary of your education, skills and experience. Brief and concise, no more than a page or two. CV, a longer, at least 2 pages and more detailed synopsis. That's the only difference. And we still use both interchangeably, resume and CV. This is what I want all of you to remember. This is where we usually go wrong. When we are creating a resume or CV, the 5 C's of CV have to be remembered. Clear, easy to read, well organized, use bold to make things that you want to stand out, and use same font type throughout, indent 2 3 levels only. Many times in my days when I was a recruiter, I used to get a CV which will have multiple fonts. So these are some technical details I'm sharing with all of you now. How are you creating a CV which is technically and aesthetically perfect? Then correct. Proofread for spelling and grammar. Consistent with punctuation, no personal pronouns. Then content. The resume should have the right content, what you want the recruiter to know. Many times when we present ourselves, we what we do is we give information which the recruiter doesn't want to know. So always make it content driven. Write what the recruiter wants to know. And nowadays all resumes, CVs, they go online. My time, I'm talking 1990, we used to take a printout, put it in the envelope and go and drop in the office. Now it's not happening. So concise heading or subject. As nowadays we send resume mostly by emails, it is important that the subject line is concise and to the point. Consistent with the position, specific to the position you are applying for. Use keywords from job description. So what is the one learning now that I gave you? When you see these five, I want you all to tell me what is one thing you understood. If you want, I can show you the slide again. Or if you remember the 5 points, what is the one thing that has come out of all this learning? Who can tell me? No one? Okay. So I'm showing this to you again. Now tell me, what is the one point that stands out for you? Out of these 5. Okay, Debashish, that's a very wonderful observation. And what is the last point? Who can repeat the last point for me? Perfect. Must be concise. And my dear boys and girls and young youth managers, this is the key. One CV fit all, one shoe fit all. In today's world, they want to see where are you coming from. So make it job specific as per the description that you read. Dishing out a same one pager profile resume may work. What can make it stronger is if it is specific to the position you are applying for. Use the keywords from the job description. Then what happens? Your recruiter knows where you are coming from. Yes, consistent is very important. It is very important because see, they may be getting hundreds of CV, hundreds of profile every day. What will make you stand out is that extra where your profile is connected to what the industry is looking out for. So though I'm pretty sure you all know this, so let us start from the basics. How to get started? Microsoft Word document, 1 page long, consistent formatting style, font, margins, bold key information and relevant information. No fluff. I had a very wonderful experience where one of the students had written, when I say relevant, I'm just sharing why I'm sharing this with you. So he said, so the position, if I remember correctly, was for a, I think it was for a sales, first line sales intern after the MBA. And the person has written that I'm very good at making strategy. I'm very good at this. I'm very good at that. And when I was reading it, I could not find anything which told me about sales. I was like, it's all fluff, fluff, and fluff. I know this, I know this, I know that. It's good to tell about yourself. Your one thing, all of you remember, your profile, your CV, your resume, whatever you choose to call it, should be a tell all. I'm writing it in the chat box. Just remember this. It should be tell all, not sell all. Because the whole idea is for them to know you better. The more you pitch, the more you sell, suddenly your entire proposition will lose its power. So make your profile, make your CV, resume, a tell all which is required rather than a sell all. Because how much will you say? So don't fluff. Just put the relevant information. And when we make a CV or a resume, this is exactly what is required. The heading, section titles, objective, education, experience, content, leadership or involvement, honors, awards, professional organizations, like when you're in your institution where you're part of a committee, a club, interests and references. Clear cut. This is how we make it. Because remember, if I get 100 CVs for a particular position, I think you guys are more comfortable with CV, so I will use the word CV rather than a resume. So if there are 100 CVs I'm getting for a particular position, I would not have time to get into a lot of stuff. Agreed or disagreed? How many of you agree with it? What do I want to know about you? Okay, I'm Dr. Swati. I want a couple of you to talk to me. Okay, I'm a new person and I'm sending my CV to you. What is it that you want to know about Dr. Swati? Forget the doctor, मैं fresher हूँ. I'm just Swati. What is it that you would want to know about me? Genuinely, as a recruiter.
Your educational qualification?
Perfect. Thank you. That's John T, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you inspired by John T Rhodes? Because John T Rhodes is one of my favorite players. Trust me. I don't know how many of you follow IPL. I don't. I just watch the matches where Punjab plays because I can get to see John T Rhodes sitting there as their coach. So thank you, John T. My education. What else?
Thank you.
So you want to know about my education? Wonderful. Geeta, you're saying something. Please unmute and speak better. Geeta?
Yes, ma'am. About your skills and experience.
Wonderful. So first we got his education, then we got skills and experience. What else? Yeah, achievements. Wonderful, Soumya. Awesome. So educational qualification, achievements.
Any
Okay.
project or work you have done?
Any project or work that I have done. Wonderful. Okay, Tapan. The difference between CV and resume, if you technically ask me, it's a very simple, small one. It's the size, it's the length. Resume is shorter, usually not more than 2 pages. Okay, more 1 page or 2 page, a brief and concise summary of your education, skills and experiences. CV is a longer version, a 2-page, more detailed synopsis. So do you all want to see you want me to show you my kind of resume and CV? I can show it to you if you want.
Yes, ma'am.
I can show that sample because I didn't want to bring somebody else's, because nowadays there's so much of copyright issues. The last thing I want to do is bring someone's CV and then someone goes after me with a stick that you used our CV to teach your students. So I'll just show you how it is.
What is profile then?
Profile is resume only, but it's a softer version. Usually in profile, what happens when I give somebody my profile? It is a kind of resume, though at some level, at our level, we just want to tell them the key golden thing. I may not share all the experiences, or my objective. I would just put how many years I've been in the industry. So I create a brief profile. Who am I now? What is my basic education? What awards I have won? You're getting my point? So that we say is a profile. Does that help you, Bache, to understand?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll show you 3 versions because you asked. Okay, where is okay? This is what I call my my profile. You can say whenever I send it to someone who just wants to know briefly about me. Okay, so I'm this, and then these are my certifications. This is my brief profile. What education I have done. Where do I stand? What committees I'm a member of. A brief profile. Not much. Then if someone asks me, now you send us your CV. All right. Then I get into the detailed version of things. So when somebody is asking me for my CV, then my CV I think runs into 5 pages. So then I write the whole thing: academic, qualification, achievement, current corporate and academic, awards, research, publication, where all did I work, everything. Your CV will have your everything. Everything. So what initial we say is that go with a resume. Does that help? Does that answer help? Because
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
very first go, you're giving me a 5-page thing. I may get distracted as a recruiter, right? So we say send a resume. Okay, Debashish, thank you for that. So I thought let me show you mine only, because if I bring somebody else's, it may, like I said, nowadays we have to be very, very careful. So in today's world, I would go with resume more than a CV when you're introducing yourself. Then when the organization asks you for further details, you can give them all the details that you are having at handy. So where were we? So these are some of the headings for resume that works, and you also shared. You will ask my education, my experience, if I have been awarded. And I've brought you 2 samples. Just look at these 2. There is an objective, if you see here a synopsis. So they have 2 things, objective and a summary. This is a summary. This is also a summary. Then the work X, education, skills, organization, honors, and awards. And here are the coordinates, the LinkedIn, the address, the phone number. Can you see both these?
What is that barcode?
Okay, so what couple of people have started doing, they go online and they create a barcode, and when you scan it, you get all the information on your phone. So you don't have to ask for a physical, CV. You just, or a resume. You just go scan that, and it is like a, nowadays people are giving visiting cards with a barcode. They'll just SMS you or WhatsApp you their visiting card barcode. You have to scan it. So now this is also coming into fashion. Therefore, I brought this. I find this very interesting. So when you scan this, you will get all the information about this person. So it is becoming very fast moving. And do you think why I brought these 2? They are interesting is one point. And at the same time, do you think you are getting all the basic information that you want to know about this person? These 2 gentlemen here? Or do you think that some information is still missing? As a recruiter, if you get this in your hand for the first time, is it fulfilling all the information that you require as a recruiter?
No.
Okay, so what is missing?
Missing is like years of experience. If I would like to look at John Doe. So what is the what is his current years of experience?
Okay.
Developer
Go
with
on,
more
go on. Let's talk on this.
Yeah. Yeah, recruiter basically ask like what is your current CTC, expected CTC, and like what is your notice period? All these things they used to
So this
ask
they
you.
want to ask you, or they want to put it in your resume?
They used to ask us basically.
This is a resume. You are sending the first time resume before even we call the candidate. This is your first introduction to the company. So if these 2
and any
gentlemen,
professional certification is missing also.
Maybe he has not done it, no?
Okay.
So what I'm asking you all is, will these 2 resumes open their door for the next level where they will be asked questions? Is there a cliffhanger here? Like you said, Satyabhushan, and that's great. With John Doe, you would maybe call him just to know his years of experience, right? And where all did he get all these experience, right or wrong? So does these 2 resumes create that interest for the recruiter to call them?
I cannot see the objective where they have written.
They have not used objective. They have used summary. Can you see their summaries here?
Yes.
Professional business developer. You can either put an objective or you can put a summary. I will show you the difference between the 2 also in the next few slides. Now my question is, I showed you 2 resumes. Will these 2 resumes, if they go to a recruiter, make the recruiter open the door for them and call them? Like Satyabhushan said, great. Then you will ask, right? What salary, what experience? I'm asking before that with this, or let us show you this. I don't know if it is still open. Okay, there's something in the chat. Okay, thank you. I show, if I send this to a recruiter, will the recruiter call me? At least for a discussion, is the question. Because here we are learning how to make that resume to get the doors opened from the corporates to call us. Okay. So Pinak and Bibash, wonderful. So you feel this will not open the doors. Can you tell me why? My question is why? Because your answer is absolutely right. Your answer is absolutely right. And Bibash, it's not because it looks like a mess, because this is a profile where they want to know more about me. It's a 1-pager only. This is my introduction, not a resume. I have not created it as a resume with an objective and other stuff. This is just a profile. So what we say, and Pinak, you have to listen to this very carefully. Any recruiter, again I'm repeating, if you don't have this elements, the basics, they want these elements to know more about it. The objective, the education, the experience. So if a 1-pager is telling, they will listen to you. If it is a multi-pager, like I showed you my CV, which was 5 into 5 pages, they would definitely not have the, just one. Sorry for that disruption. So understand, I'll again take you back to understanding the power of resume. When I'm showing you this is my profile for people to know me better. This is not a resume because it is not structured like a resume. If I have to apply for a position, then I will be sending a structured resume or a detailed CV. So the reason why it will not work is it's just a profile telling more about me rather than giving a distinctive detail of who I am as a professional. So Pina, when you write that they don't have much time to go through all these details, which details do you mean exactly? Are you saying they will not go through these details? Can I have an answer? Okay, have you put any? Which details you think is too much for the recruiter to go through? Okay, the profile. Yeah, I said because it's just a profile. If I have to make a resume, my professional resume, I will be creating it in a different manner. And that, my dear friends, would stick as close to what I have just showed you all as possible. So let me also show you something interesting. Just give me 2 minutes. Because you need to understand the power of your resume and why you should be, creating what we are talking of. Just give me a second. I think I found what I wanted to show you. Okay. Now I'm showing you something else And now you guys have to tell me, if I send this, will I be called for a meeting? And I'm just sharing all my things because now I'm showing you something else. So this is a one-pager of Dr. Swati. So will this get me called? I love you, Pinak, for that. Absolutely, ma'am. So now I have to think if I have to apply somewhere, which one to send. So you understood the fine differences and what difference it really makes when we are talking to seasoned professionals who are professional recruiters. So understand the power of these points. And like I have shared with you all here, you don't have to use all. All the sections are not necessary. At the same time, your heading, the section titles, the objective, the education, experience, and content. These are vital for them to know you. And like very nicely, it was shared that the objective is not there. I will share that sometime instead of objective, we also put the summary. So additional optional headings you can put is technical or computer skills, key trainings and skills, languages, study abroad or international experiences, military experience, because some people have NSS, some people have, scouts and guides, and volunteers. These are additional apart from the ones I showed you. Read this because I want you all to know, is there something someone is saying or doing? I can hear something, or someone's just unmuted by chance. Okay, here we go. Give it a look. Read it carefully so that when you're making, you know what you have to put. And then do ask me wherever you have any kind of doubt or question on this. So when I talk of education, experience, and others, I have brought you these examples because a lot of time we think that what is it? What should I put in education? And how do I put education? This is how we put the education, the experience, and others. Any questions on anything that we have spoken so far? Feel free to ask before we go further, because this is something which is very practically going to be of help to you all. So don't shy away from asking questions. Do ask. No questions? You guys are, I hope, there? Because no questions sometimes makes me think that are you even there? I was expecting a question because this group seems to be amazing. So I was expecting a question. Let me see if it comes to your mind. If it doesn't, then I'll give the answer. No worries on that. No? So how are you going to put your educational experience? Which will be first, which will be second, which will be third? You all are gonna be masters soon. Am I right?
Ma'am, the latest would be put first.
Okay. So the latest first. Wow,
Yes,
I love that name. Once upon a time. In which land? And who are you, by the way, if I may know? In
This is
reality?
I don't know, for some reason it's staying like that by default every time.
Okay. Oh, your name is what, Bache, if I may ask?
Ma'am, Ronak Mohanty.
Ronak. Good to know you, Ronak. And that's very interesting. It just caught my eye once upon a time. So,
Ma'am, regarding the qualification you are asking, we should put the professional qualifications separately. We have to write, and the academic qualifications should be in order, and top as the latest one.
yes, that also you can do. And sometime in resume, because it's about the conciseness, right, Shiva? What
Yes,
we
ma'am.
suggest, you put your master's, then your graduation, then your 10th and 12th, if you have done exceptionally well and still want to tell the world. So you can do it that way also. And what you are suggesting is also the right way of displaying if you have the space and if you want to share it in that manner. Both are acceptable and correct. So now I said I will also tell you the difference between objective and profile. So this goes at the top of your resume. Objective, brief but specific statement outlining the type of employment or exact position one is seeking or applying for. Profile summary, this gives the details, strengths, experiences, interests, and skills that one has to offer the employer. So if you see here, professional business developer with more than, so this person has given the entire summary. I'll tell you, Chinna. I'll tell you, definitely tell you. So professional business developer with more than 4 years of experience in the business development processes involved in product testing, management, and developing of new business opportunities. This is a summary. This is a profile where everything is given. Objective is brief and specific statement outlining the type of employment or exact position one is seeking or applying for. That's a very interesting question, Chinmay. And the key point which really impresses the employers is the structure, the entire structure and clarity of your resume. The 5 points I shared in the beginning, remember? The 5 C's. The clarity. Because when I see, if I get a resume, like I shared, we may get hundreds of resumes. And if I'm getting so many resumes, my eyes are gonna bulge out, right? If there are millions and millions of data, my eyes are going to bulge out. I'm going to really feel like, how much do I read? What do I read? So if you follow those 5 C's or 4 C's rather, because the 5th is about the subject, I would love to read. I would go with, okay, so this person has structured it in a way, that it is making a lot of sense to me without challenging me. That's the first thing, the structure of your resume. Then comes the content of your resume, the whether you are putting a objective. And I think if I'm right, just correct me. I'm just getting to know you all better today for the first time. You all have work experiences, all of you? All of you have work experiences? Or
No, only some of us do.
some of you have and some of you don't have. Okay, so remember, if you have work experience, you can do a profile or a summary, because then you will have things to write. If you are a fresher, we always encourage you to go with objectives, because objective is what, like I shared with you all, it is a brief but specific statement outlining the type of employment one is seeking. If you have work experience, then go in for a profile or a summary. So first is follow the 5 C's. I'll put it in the chat box also, especially to answer your question, which was really good. First is follow the 5 C's that I shared with you. And if you are a fresher, go with a very strong objective. I will share that also. And the third and very important thing is keep it very, very simple. Keep your resume simple and specific. Just keep those verticals which I shared with you. Heading, objectives, just that. The more you add, the more clutter will be created, and the whole power punch of your profile will, it's like a PowerPoint of CV. So the PowerPoint should be as powerful and to the point as it can get. So objective versus profile or summary can include an objective if you don't have a cover letter. It introduces yourself to the employer. 50% of employers like objective statements, while 50% think they are a waste of space. So it's your call here. Though if you ask me, because this is a survey, sorry, I shared with you, though if you ask me, having an objective makes your profile look very, very powerful. Because for a recruiter like me, I love it when somebody sends me a profile. The minute I read, if it's a fresher, I want to see what is this person's objective? Why is this person applying here? And that, my dear boys and girls, is where my commitment is made, that am I calling this kid or not? So objectives should be very, very powerful. They are nice for career fairs so that the employer knows immediately what you're looking for. Externship, internship, jobs, etc. It should be short and concise. It should be specific and concise. Short, specific, concise. 1 to 3 sentences max. One personal pronoun. It should include very few pronouns. This is the only appropriate place to use a pronoun on a resume. Often, my is used in objective statements. So I've brought you a career objective example, and there's a wonderful website where you can get some of the objectives. Seeking a challenging position in a reputed organization where I can learn new skills, expand my knowledge, and leverage my learning. To get an opportunity where I can make the best of my potential and contribute to the organization's growth. These are just two. I am sharing the website link with all of you. Wonderful question. If you have less experience and you want to be part of an ongoing recruitment process, use these objectives to impress a employer. Now, just give me hypothetically, what kind of a job would you want to get into, Chetaya, if you don't mind? What are you applying for? You can write in the chat box. You don't have to. Okay, sales and marketing. So if I'm a sales and marketing person, what is it that we look for in a sales and marketing person? Yes, Tapan, I would do that also. So now I asked a question. What is it? That sales and wonderful, Nandita, beautiful answer. Communication skills. What else comes to your mind?
Observation.
So if I say, I'm just making a statement, and tell me, because she's talking of sales and marketing. If my statement is, my objective is to be part of a fast growing organization where I can make the best of my potential and contribute to the expansion and development of the organization through better and more powerful sales and product delivery. Does that sound good to you? Chinmaya, did you like it? Would you think of me if that's written on my CV? So this is how objectives become very powerful, Beta. If you're applying, work on your objective, and then less experience. You may have less work experience. You will still have a knowledge experience, right? So write in the skills, proficiency with this, worked in this program. How do you tweak it? I'll show you, because you have asked this question. Let me take you back a couple of slides. When I was talking of this particular slide, and here we are talking of interest, right, or involvement. Sales and marketing is all about customer, selling. You can always write, was part of our management program or was part of a particular program where I brought in so many participants. What does that imply? What are you good at? What does that imply? That you are good at networking, you are good at connecting with people, and that is what we need in sales and marketing, right? So when I'm talking of these verticals, think and put the right mix. Therefore, that last slide, look at the job description and then tweak your profile. Does that answer help you, Bache? I don't know. Okay, Chinmaya has said a yes. There is another very, very interesting question from, I think it is from Mr. Tapan. Tapan, I think so. Let me go back. Okay. AI today if AI is artificial intelligence, I hope it's artificial intelligence. So mostly AI nowadays are used for resume screening more than making. What is happening? Chatbots, you guys would know it better than me. There is a website, because you asked, Tapan, I'm just sharing with you. I don't want to. Tapan, where are you? Let me share with you. Okay, I have shared a website with you, which is Resi.ai. They are basically into AI powered free resume builder. So what they do is, you go there, you feed in, the artificial intelligence takes all the information that they want to take, and then they will create your resume as per whatever you require. It is an automated resume and cover letter creator. So you can go there and work it out. Do other people also want it? Then I'll share it in open forum, because he had asked, so I've just shared it. More than automated cover letter and resume, what AI is doing now is screening your there are a lot of free templates, and you know what is the best part of it? There are free templates. At the same time, recruiters also know there are free templates, and are you using them? The words, the keywords, you know, there is some words which we naturally use, and there are some words which, if I read, I know that this resume is created, you know, based on automation or AI. So you can go to this, browse it. It's a wonderful site. Recently I was teaching HRM, and I was teaching them about recruitment building, and that is when we were talking of this. More than resume building, now AI is being utilized for resume screening, and they will just screen based on whatever inputs are given to the AI, and decide whether your resume is good to go or not. So does that answer your question, Tapan? I hope it does.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And ma'am, one more question. Like,
Yeah,
if
please
someone
ask
is
me.
like making a resume, the normal resume, and he's applying for a maybe a big company.
Hmm.
So, is the AI like technology like accept or accept the people that don't know what is AI and how it is work while they are
Beta, your voice
like
just broke.
drafting the resume.
Can you repeat or can you write? Because your voice was breaking in the middle. So I could not get.
Okay, I will send it in a chat box.
Please do. Please do. And I'll
Okay,
definitely answer.
okay. Thank you.
So going forward, we have spoken of objectives. Now I'm talking about profile. The difference we are talking of can be called profile summary or professional summary. Gives overview and detail of who you are and what you have to offer. Makes the reader want to learn more. So if you have experience like that gentleman has written, sorry, that gentleman had written, you can write a brief profile, a summary of who you are, what is it that you want to do, and then for a Dr. Swati, and that is the wonderful thing. It was asked by someone here. Let me just, I think Satya Bhushan said that I don't know what experience this person has, so I will ask him. So the interest is created. And that interest is created. So profile actually creates an interest in the mind of the recruiter, and from there the recruiter takes it forward. So far, whatever we have spoken on resume making, is it clear to all? Any doubts, any questions, what part, what you would want to do further? If there is, you can ask me. If not, we will go and talk about something that you all find very, very interesting, and that is social media. Okay. So now can you all make a resume of yours, which is right on the top of the resume chain. Okay, I would love to hear that you guys have made one of the best resumes. So now coming to LinkedIn. How many of you are there in LinkedIn?
I am.
Wonderful. I am. And I'm figuring out a lot of new things about, LinkedIn every day. And it offers suggestions to make you sound more confident. Okay, I'll show you something interesting then. You're gonna love it. What do we do on LinkedIn? And how is our profile even powerful, or it's just there? Before that, are you guys ready to see a very interesting video? Okay, so this is a very small video of what we write in the resume and what the person who's reading it feels. So the last thing that I will leave you all the thought is the words, the comments that you use in your resume. So here we go. Let me share the sound. I'm directly taking it from YouTube because I usually avoid downloading. So this says, this is what people really think of your resume. So this side, this gentleman, can you see my cursor? Can I get a thumbs up from somebody that you see this side? What you write? This fellow here is what you write. Okay, I got something in the chat. Thank you, Prerna. And this is what they read. Just give it a go. Here we go.
Opinionated, and I love a good debate. I'm a dick.
I would love to be part of your in-horse design team. It's just too darn to spell check.
Your team needs me. My parents think I'm spectacular.
My ability to think outside the box, create synergy amongst my team, as well as leverage my core competency has been a real game changer for me. Blah 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 blah.
I'm an ideas guy. I don't work.
Please find my resume attached. There's nothing attached. I would have attached it, but Netflix is the thing?
Job experience. Baker, Roots Bakery, December 2014 to January 2015. Paralegal, Owens & Owens LLC, March 2015 to July 2015. I get fired a lot.
Job experience. HR manager 2007 to 10, assistant to the HR director 2015 to present. And those years in between, well, just a big pool of ayahuasca vomit.
Awards and achievements. Prom queen. I peaked in high school.
Skills? Word processing. I also know how to chew my own food.
References blank. Everyone hates me. You will too.
References. Teresa Brown. At the same number as mine. That's me, but in a British accent. Oh, pip pip cheerio. Kibbles and bits.
Interests. Member of the International Brotherhood of Magicians. Lock your office door. Not that it will help you.
So what did you all get from this? Somebody's saying something. I just missed. Yeah. So what did you get? Yeah, this is funny. We write so many things. No, but we were like, wow, we made a resume. It is really funny, and my dear friends, it is true that if we actually do not keep it concise, content driven, and precise, this is what the recruiter will think. So one takeaway, before I go from your resume to your LinkedIn, please work on this word and change it from hardworking to smart working. Make sense? Therefore, when I was talking of the C's, I said keep it concise, keep it very concise. The more we fluff it, the more the recruiter is going to take us on. What is this person even saying? Why is this person saying what this person is saying? So now let us go to the link of our corporate world, which we call as LinkedIn. So I have a question. How many of you, if you put your name on Google, you will have your name on the first page, 10 entry. Okay. Did you understand my question, my dear friend? So if I type Dr. Swati on Google, what are the chances that on the first page of Google, the entire entry will be hers and nobody else? You have to create that. And like I say, I will only share things about me and nobody else. Here is Dr. Swati Padoshi. And the very first page, if you see, you will have only me. And of course, luckily for me, the second page also, by the grace of God, you will find me. On LinkedIn, if you are on social media, the first few entries after your name should link it to you. And when you are on LinkedIn, we all make profile on LinkedIn. Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. One of you tell your names on LinkedIn, if you don't mind. I will type and show you before I go to how to create a LinkedIn profile that, you know, packs a punch. Who would want me to see their LinkedIn profile?
Tapan Mishra.
Okay, Tapan, let me go and find Tapan. Tapan Mishra. Oh, there are a lot of you. Now, how do I find you, my dear boy? Let me see how good a Sherlock Holmes I am. Yeah? Now, let me see how good a Sherlock Holmes I am. Okay. Tapan, where do I find him? Because now, beta, it is also about how good a Sherlock Holmes I am. So, tell me your place of study. Have you mentioned it there? Yeah. Tell me, beta.
Yes.
Okay, I love what Bibash has written. This is the only one name. Okay, I'll go with that also. So, Tapan, what university have you mentioned?
Utkal University.
Utkal?
University.
Okay. I'm searching you. Okay. So what happens? What is it that I'm doing? It is not about me searching for Tapan. It is about when you tell a Dr. Swati, who's a recruiter, that yes, I'm on social media, and if I go, you have to be found, right? So you have to create a profile that Bibash, student at Maharshi Natural Law College, is that you?
No, ma'am.
No, Bibash Malik is, I'm asking. Is that you? I have to confirm. I found a Bibash Charan Malik. Is the same person here in the group? Is this you? He has to tell me. No answers? Something in this? Yes, wonderful.
Ma'am, you can search for Satyabhushan Mahapatra.
I will. I'm online, so I will. No problem. Because we have to practically know which
First
one.
First one.
Okay. This one.
Yeah.
Right? Now,
Yeah.
if you look at this, let me compliment you that this is how we make a LinkedIn profile. Before I take you through how to make a LinkedIn profile, there are certain keywords. Just putting a keyword will not be enough. We have to also create a profile where we follow the right people and we make the right people to follow us. There are many LinkedIn profiles. I get a message almost every day that this person or that person is connecting.
Ma'am, what's your LinkedIn profile name? Swati?
Me? Dr.
Yeah.
Swati P. And
I'm not getting
Dr. Swati P, bracket PhD CSR. Can you
PhD
find me?
CSR. Yeah, PhD CSR I'm getting, yeah.
So you know what is the differential when we have names? This is the first learning. There are multiple Dr. Swatis, trust me. Multiple Dr. Swatis.
Yes,
When I
yes,
was
yes.
creating, I made a difference here. What I did, I added PhD CSR. So if someone knows me, either the person is going to put Twaran or the person is going to put what? CSD, PhD, because they know who I am. If somebody knows I was director, chief mentor, so the words when we are making a LinkedIn profile, just give me a second. Whole fundamental of making a LinkedIn profile is for the recruiter to reach you. So my dear friend Tapan, add something of a differential that finding you becomes easy. First learning of any social media. Until you don't want to be found. But I think here the intention is to be found, right? If I was just a Dr. Swati P or just as a Dr. Swati Padoshi, it would have been a tough call. The differential I created was this. Anybody who puts PhD CSR, automatically I blink. So what differential will you find? And my dear friends, I am one of the person who has the most common name. I'm blessed. There are so many Swatis in this world. So we have to create, when we are first point is when we are choosing a name, create a differential so that you can be searched easier by the recruiter. The recruiter may not put in so much of effort to find you. You all know what is LinkedIn, an online social network, a communication tool for professional networking, a place to share contact information, career summary, complete work history, professional history, everything. A platform for making connections and performing job searches, a tool for recruiters to look for possible candidates. So why should college students be on LinkedIn? First is the reason we are having this entire session to make you industry ready, to get a job. And it's your job is to make it easy for your reader to hire you. And to do that, you need to tell them how you can do the work they need you to do, and that you have the characteristics of their ideal employee. The second is you'll also grow your professional network and maintain a positive online presence that may help you in your future work or job search. So the two things go hand in hand. I was very, Satya Bhushan, I saw him. Now the question is, who are the people he's networking with? Are you all following what I'm saying? Right? So here you are, and I accept. Right, Satya Bhushan? Now, give me an example of any particular job that you have applied for.
Yeah, let's say I am belongs to a DevOps manager. So I have the network with the HR people. Also, I have network with the software industry people, like who are working in the software industry. So they used to send me requests and I used to accept them. And I used to share some of the content over the some of the latest technologies. Also, I find they share some of the latest technology in the LinkedIn. And along with that, there are recruiters across the world, like Netherlands, Japan, USA. They used to reach out to me for part-time, full-time job opportunity. And ma'am, if anything I can correct it, you feel you can help me?
Yeah, I'm going through this only. Now you have written something very, very interesting thing. You very nicely shared that recruiters have got in touch with you for ideas and everything, and there's a beautiful network. How will it make you powerful? Now you think on that.
Yeah.
I was just seeing your profile. So with your permission, I'm sharing with your friends. I hope it is good to go with you. Wonderful. Whatever I'll tell you today is related to this. At the same time, what do you think is missing here? You want to see my... Okay, my will have more content because I'm professionally a trainer and a professor.
Yeah.
But if you see there, can you see this?
209 profile view, 28 articles view. Yeah.
Are you getting my point, Bache? It is
Yes,
not
yes,
that I write more or I do more programs.
Yeah.
And when you go to the activity, now I'm showing you something very interesting. All of you see, I practically want. Look at the kind of things I have liked. Can you see? What we like also define us on LinkedIn. This most of you are unaware of. You know, Satyabhushan. Look, he's my friend. These are all my friends. I don't like everything. I choose what to like, whom to like, because this is what defines the quality of my content. You get my point? What I'm driving home? Your activity should be such. Any recruiter who's looking for me will get down to what activity has she done, right? What posts has she shared, or what articles has she been associated with. So just look at it. Wherever, whatever posts I have, whatever post I have chosen to like, or whatever post I have chosen to promote, it should be aligning with who you are. Does that make sense to all of you? This point, you will also professional network and maintain a positive online presence that may help you in your future work or job search. So this is something we forget when we get onto LinkedIn. LinkedIn, the power of LinkedIn is, okay, there's something in the chat box. Okay, thank you, Janti. So before for the people who don't have a LinkedIn ID, I have brought the steps of how to create. For the people who have, I'll show you something, and I know she will not mind it because she's an influencer, and I'm also an influencer, so I have showed you enough about me. She's a very, very close friend of mine. If you see her also, so okay, she's liked a couple of my posts, I have liked a couple of her posts. So when you see her activity also, what difference do you see here between what Satyabhushan you have been doing and what I have been doing? So you see our activities. What really defines the network is our activity. So like, let's say, if I can give an example of Chinmaya, she says she wants to get into sales and marketing. Awesome. Now she has a LinkedIn profile. I, as a recruiter, go and see her LinkedIn profile. First thing I will look for is how many sales and marketing articles has she followed? How many people from marketing CMOs, or marketing gurus is she following, or she's reading, or she's liking? Do you follow me? I hope.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand what I'm telling you here.
Yeah,
so
ma'am.
Our footprints of LinkedIn matters a lot. So if you look at Gauri, like I just shared, a very close friend of mine, we have common interests. So you will mostly find what I have liked, she has liked, what she has liked, I have liked, because we have a common interest. So if anybody is looking for a profile of mine and wants to see who all I have been liking, they will only see people which is my area of specialization and growth. Now the question, if it is in anybody's mind, that how do we do it? You'll be amazed to know it's very simple. Very, very simple. I can show you a demo right now. If I am a sales and marketing person, I will go and find out who is a salesperson, who is a trend maker, right? Whatever post. So, okay, fine. This gentleman happens to be a good friend of mine again. Now I'm into teaching, I'm into training, I'm into university. So I'll just go and I'll like and I'll post a comment. That's all. That's all that I have to do. So he's a friend, he's posted something, I like it, I go, I put a comment. Can you understand how easy it is if we are focused on who are the people we want to be seen with? Like I showed you my activity. What did I show you? I'm from, education and training world. So if you look at my activity, you will mostly see that wherever there is something related to training. So if you see what Harun has done, he's a NLP coach. He's written something. Another person Dr. H.C. Pramod, he's the head of a very big, pharmaceutical, Cadila Pharmaceuticals CMO. Then Coach Anup, another person who's into leadership with Rolls-Royce Power System. Personal friends, yet here if you see, I like and I comment on the posts, which if somebody is looking at my profile from a particular point of view, they will say, wow, this girl or this person knows, this boy knows. So if you are on LinkedIn, just don't be there and keep sending friend requests. Follow people who are of your industry. Understand who are these, influencers, trendsetters. You don't have to send a friend request and wait for them to, accept or like you back. You can just read something that they post and comment on it. Good to go. The industry will notice you. So for people who have yet to make a LinkedIn profile or would want to make such a thing, as you start creating or editing your profile, please turn off your notifications or for your edits until you are ready to launch. Because if your notifications are on, whatever changes you make, all your connects will continue to know that you are making certain changes. Start your great first impression with a professional photo. Mostly we miss out the professional photo part of it. We use personal photos. I'll show you the professional photos also. Your headline showcase your specialty. So the headline which was there needs to tell the world who you really are. Customize your URL. Make your profile look more professional and easier to share and be found by claiming your vanity URL. Like I have done. Dr. Swati, who knows a bit about me. I have done PhD. Good. Find it easy to find me. Are you following so far? All of you? To keep your URL unique, add your resume and rich media in your summary section. So your summary section should have the content for a person to read. If we clutter our summary section with things which are inconsequential, will not come and read. So if I talk of my profile, and if I talk of my summary section, I have just kept it to the basic, very basic. I have just written what has to be written, just this much, because this is a summary. This is not a CV. I have all the space here to mention my experiences, whether I have 10 experience, 20 experience, 30 experience, doesn't matter. The summary has to be so powerful that people do not get confused. I'll show you another one. And I'm sure Dr. Das will also. I think you guys met Sir yesterday, right? Dr. Mukesh Das. This was the same batch whom Sir met. So look at his LinkedIn. So simple. Summary has to be this simple. Your summary, your profile has to be as simple as possible, as uncluttered as possible. So add your resume and rich media in your summary section. Vibash, you want to say something? I don't know. Does he want to say something or accidentally he is getting unmuted? So create a strong LinkedIn profile. Your profile has to be strong. A strong profile is essential for your campaign. You are unmuted, so I want to know, do you want to ask me a question? I'll just wait for people to settle down. Some people are accidentally getting unmuted without realizing it, I believe. I think now we are good to go. So we say create a strong profile. A strong profile is essential to your LinkedIn campaign. It expresses the value you will deliver to employers. There are few basic tenets to follow when constructing a profile. It must be used in addition to your resume. So you are creating a profile. You are not copying and pasting your resume. That is what I told you. The summary needs to be small. It cannot be your entire resume. You cannot copy and paste your entire resume. You should use LinkedIn as a way to market yourself instead of simply posting your resume. Therefore, I said market yourself. What is your area of expertise? What is the area that you are good at? What is it that you are good at? You need to put all that out there, not your resume. What is your interest? If you are a marketing person, and now tell me, this is a very interesting question. If you're marketing and sales and marketing person, which speaker or management guru should you be following on LinkedIn or reading about or liking? So I'm a recruiter. I go on LinkedIn and now I want to know my person better. So what reading material or what speakers or what content you think you should be following? Who can tell me that? No answers? So I'm writing something in the chat box. Tell me if you guys know about this person. Anyone here knows about this gentleman? Okay, Dale Carnegie is again a training organization, but a good choice. Now, if you're a marketing person, if you are today's contemporary leaders, if I talk of, thought leaders I talk of, what I'm looking at for you to follow is a Simon Sinek or his readings. Let me see if I can. Just wait. This is the guy every marketing kid needs to follow and read. He is today considered to be the. I didn't get your answer, beta. Jaunty, but not from today means? I didn't get that. If I'm looking at a marketing student, I need to know that he or she knows who Simon Sinek and following it. Because this person is who has given the latest trends of for students on communication, organization, optimism. So who we follow on LinkedIn, how we follow a person creates a very important thing on LinkedIn. So it is not about just posting your resume. What are your accomplishments? There's something in the chat box. Okay, Jaunty, welcome. What are your accomplishments? How are the accomplishments relevant to your industry and occupation? Does it include the accomplishments you have listed on your resume? So it has to be linked with everything because I already have your resume. I'm only looking at what is it that you have not told me. It must show your personality. Write your profile in first person point of view. Showcase your writing style. Your profile needs to show your personality. It has to be in a way that whoever reads it immediately connects to, okay, this person is great. I want to know more about this person or this kid. I'm showing you another person's profile. And I always admire him for the way he writes. Again, a very good friend of mine. Just look at how he has put it. Just see how powerful he has written. And I had also brought a student. No, this is not the girl. I think I have her in my favorites. She has created one of your contemporaries. So if you look at this, very precise, very, very precise. And he sticks to what I believe in, that even about, if you see, it's not his resume. It is what exactly he's all about as of today. So remember, when we are on LinkedIn, it is not that we have to tell them the entire horoscope of who we are, what we do, It is something which is more contemporary in nature, which we have to be more conscious about, that we only tell the world what the world needs to know, and we don't overdo it. Sometimes people put so much of stuff on LinkedIn that I lose my patience. I have told kids that I go to LinkedIn not to see your resume, not to see your CV. I go to LinkedIn to know more about who you really are. So remember, do not just cut, copy, paste your resume. Be more conscious of what is it that you are putting there to make things work for you and positively work. How many of you have ever thought that I have a LinkedIn profile and is it working? Anyone here has thought of it? That I do have a LinkedIn profile, but is it really working? I have put everything there. Is it really working? So when I talk of it, then you must show your personality. Write your profile in first person point of view. Showcase your writing style. Then it must be complete and include everything. Do not leave one part empty. Background image, headshot, headline, summary, detailed work experience, education, skills, everything. And this, please remember, this is how we put the pics in LinkedIn, not these. This is what creates a LinkedIn pic profile. Many times I have seen, especially with youngsters, you are the Insta generation and a Snapchat generation, right? Right or wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. How many of you are on Insta? No one? Okay, everyone. Even I am. Why I am there, even I don't know, because I'm one generation behind you also. My being on Insta amuses me too sometimes, that what am I doing on Insta? Having said that, you are an Insta generation, you are a Snapchat generation. LinkedIn is different. LinkedIn is very different. You know what happens? Mostly I have seen that youngsters, yes, Jonty, everyone wants attention. And the key thing to remember with LinkedIn is that they're the people who are giving you attention are the people who are going to give you a job. So don't you all think that it should be the best introduction that you give to get attention? This question is to all of you. Do what I said, did it make sense to all of you? My question is simple. Attention is, we all need, even I need attention. If I'm telling you so much, there's a reason behind it. And if you're not listening to what I'm saying, will I be sitting happily here and talking to you? No. So we all need attention. My question is, here the attention you get is going to lead you to the job, to your career. So create something that gives a positive attention, that takes you in a direction that leads to more results, rather than like Insta, like Snapchat. Either you are, going into details of everything, or you are keeping it Snapchat, Insta, short and sweet. Both don't work, my dear boys and girls. Here you have to be more professional. So before I go and show you a video, I'm going to take you through some summaries, how you wrote, and what is the name of this? I'm just missing it. Who asked me? Let me just remember. Satyabhushan. You asked me. Yes, first impressions beta makes the whole thing. I think from our childhood, we have been hearing that about first how people meet us and first impressions, our impression of them, their impression of us. So I'm just taking you through some examples so that it's not just a theoretical knowledge, it also adds value to you spending your evening here on a day which is a festival day for all of you. So just give me a minute. I'll take you through how are we going to make it work. Thank you for showing so much of patience. So where are we? I'm just taking you through it. Give it a read. And then do ask me questions if you have a doubt. All right? Just a minute. I don't know what is happening. This is. Yeah, now I think I've been able to set it up properly. So all of you who already have a profile on LinkedIn, and even those who are going to make a profile, I'm going to show you something very interesting and give it a very sound read. So we were here, how professional photos should be. Now this is the summary example. When you are making that summary, don't make it your CV. Make it a story. Make it a summary, which when a person listens or sees, the person is compelled to know more about you. So read it, please read it. Then I'll be showing you one more to understand that when we are talking of summary, it is not the CV point wise picked up from there and pasted here. So all of you read this. Should I go to the next? Or if some of you are still reading? Now read this. Because then I have a question and I'm going to give you a practical 5 minutes or 10 minutes to quickly go to your LinkedIn pages where you have created your profiles and see what is your summary and what we are talking about here. And take a pen and a paper and jot down what changes you would bring in your summary. So done? Now can you go to your LinkedIn profiles if you can access it? How many of you can access? The people who already have a LinkedIn profile, but are not the ones who have yet to make. This is for people who already have. Yes, Subhalakshmi. She was saying something. So how many of you can go to the LinkedIn? Just give me a thumbs up. No one can go? Okay, I got only one thumbs up. Only one person can go to the LinkedIn and check. Okay, so now go and see, practically see what is your summary. What is the summary I showed you? And I'm giving you 5 minutes to work on it because see, these are practical sessions. This is not a theory. This is a practical session we all are learning because LinkedIn is the key. Is the key when it comes to recruiters. So it is 8:07, 8:12. We'll be back to talking what we are talking. Something in the chat box? I think you guys must have done, right? You don't need 5 minutes for that. So let us go to the next point, which is now summary is done, then experience. Relevant first. Always put the relevant experience first. The company name, internship or cooperative company, then the description, and then add the relevant rich media. If you want to add a report or images of a poster or a video, etc. Then put the education. Everything should be put in the right order, in the right way. What is the rest? Fill in the fields that are not directly relevant to your field, but that describes more about you. Tell about your volunteer passions, causes, and organizations you belong to. These might be commonalities between you and a potential employer, and a great way to make your initial connection. You can mention it in your personal invitation to connect. Like there is this person who sent me a connect, and he had mentioned that he was part of Rotary, though he was nowhere connected with my area of work, and he is looking out for a job. And can I recommend him? So first few days I did not accept his invitation, and then one day I opened to see what is it this person is saying, and he said, you know, ma'am, I have also worked for Rotary. I was a Rotractor, and I was a Rotractor. So somewhere it connected. So I went, I checked his profile, and I saw that yes, he was active in Rotary, and I accepted and I recommended also. So what happens? Fill in those things, because for a potential employer or for your initial connection, it may work like magic. Move each section to location of your prioritization. Again, think of importance to your reader. Many of these categories you should have already covered much higher in your profile, but because every reader chooses a different place to start, repetition is good. Many times I have seen, especially students, they say, oh, we have written everything in the LinkedIn upper, why should we repeat it? I would rather say every section, fill it up and repeat it, because you never know who is going to start reading from where. So the other sections are volunteering opportunities, honors and awards, publications, organizations, test scores, and patents. So remember your profile priorities, top fold. Ensure your headline describes exactly who you are, including your specialities, and that you have a professional photo. Summary: the first line should tell your reader who you are, what you want, and how they can connect you. After that, make sure your summary is more of a story that answers, tell me about yourself, why do you do what you do, and why do you love it? Tell about your aha moments. Remember to describe the accomplishments you are most proud of. Experience, make this functional, not chronological. Include relevant work and projects that describe your hands-on experience and makes them know you can do the work. So
Here are two great videos.
There's something, somebody said something. I don't know. I heard something. There are two links I'm sharing for people who don't have a LinkedIn profile so far, and even the ones who have may would want to visit this. This is a very good one. How to make a great LinkedIn profile, 3 key factors, and how to use LinkedIn for beginners, 7 LinkedIn profile tips. Did you get the link or you did not get the link? How did it go to you? Are the links working for all of you? There's something. Okay, let me just repost it.
There is no link, ma'am.
Yeah, I know, for some reason. Just give me a second. I'll get the link for you. I think this will work now, right? Just, can you see? So
yes, ma'am.
The first one is how to use LinkedIn for beginners, 7 LinkedIn profile tips. And the second one is on how to make a great LinkedIn profile, 3 key factors. So I think okay, so these are the 2 ones. They're really good ones, you can see.
Here.
And with that, I'm ending the session. All the best to all of you. Hope you learned something of value. Hope whatever resources we spoke of helps you. And I'm sharing another video with all of you, how to make a great LinkedIn profile, tips and examples. So are you all in a mood to end the session with the video or not? Let me see if there's some yes, some no, or you want to end the session on a note.
Forget about Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. LinkedIn is where the money is. LinkedIn is the biggest business-to-business social network in the world. So if you want to be there and you want to be successful on LinkedIn, then it's important that you have a good LinkedIn profile. In order to have a good profile, we want to review 3 key factors. First thing is your profile picture. Your profile picture is very important because on the basis of your profile picture, people will want to connect with you or offer you business proposals or maybe offer you a job. Now, if you don't have a profile picture or if it's outdated, then you really have to work on that. Now, what do you need to have a good profile picture? Well, first thing is that it has to be a close-up. Look into the camera, smile, have a neutral background, and dress appropriately, so wearing minimal jewelry or accessories, and certainly no headwear or no sunglasses. These are things to avoid in your profile picture, like shades. This picture could work on Instagram, but it's not really suitable for LinkedIn. Okay, this one, no explanation needed, I think. No alcohol ever. Yeah, these are actually existing profile pictures that I found on LinkedIn. Okay, this one taken in a car, not looking in the camera, bad lighting, the guy with the big cigar, and this lady probably somewhere on holiday. Now, these pictures could work on Instagram, but they are not really suitable for LinkedIn because you need a professional look on LinkedIn. So how do you know that your profile picture is good? You could ask colleagues or maybe friends or family members, but there's another thing that you can do, and that's to use photofeeler.com. Now, photofeeler.com is an application. It's a free one, it's online, and what it does is that professionals like you and me, they review your picture on the basis of 3 criteria: likability, influence, and competence. Now let me give you an example. So here it is. I logged in with my existing LinkedIn profile, and you can see people rate my picture as very competent and influential, but as you can see, I'm not considered very likable. So of course, I wanted a high score on all 3 levels and be more likable. So what I did is I uploaded another picture where you see me smiling more. And as you can see, the likability has improved, but not dramatically, but my competence and influence have dropped. So I decided to stick to my original picture because to me, on LinkedIn, having an image of being competent and influential is far more important than being likable. So photofeeler.com, try it, use it, and update your picture. Now, another thing that you can do is to also update your background picture on LinkedIn, because few people do that or know that, and standard by default you have this like bluish background image which is a little bit boring. So you can update that, and it's really easy, and it really helps you to get an even more professional look on LinkedIn. Okay, so let me give you an example of a background picture. For instance, here's an example of Tara Hunt. So she's a market researcher and strategist, and she communicates that perfectly in this great background picture. So make it work for you. Second thing you want to do is to have a look at your headline. Your headline is the piece of text that comes below your name. And your headline, you have to see that as an ad, as the title of an ad. It has to, draw the people into your profile and make them want to read more about you. Now, per default, LinkedIn uses your job title there. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes that can be a little bit boring, like marketing assistant or sales manager or whatever. So there's a simple rule that you can use to enhance, to make your title better on LinkedIn, and that's just use your job function and your company name plus your most important keywords and then the zing factor. Now let me explain that. Of course, you have your job title and then your company name, but it's also very important to add the important keywords. Now why is that? Because when people go on LinkedIn, they often try to find certain profiles. They use the search option to find certain profiles. Now think of the keywords that people would use to find you and incorporate those in your title. For instance, if you are a marketing manager or a marketing professional and you have experience with SEO or with email marketing, then it's important to use those words SEO and email marketing in your title. Okay. And then the zing factor. That's something that, that surprises people, that could be a conversation starter, that explains a little bit more of what you stand for. It's something to draw attention with. Let's have a look at an example. This is a headline in my profile. communication trainer, coach, and partner at Expert Academy. I included the most important keywords like trainer and coach and communication, and also my company Expert Academy. And then the zing is helping people in their professional growth. Here's another great headline from Tim Queen. He managed to get all the important keywords in the headline and make it attractive and teasing. Marketing and branding strategist, keyword speaker, YouTuber, and founder. Now the third thing you want to do is to write a strong summary. Now the summary is the piece of text that you can find below your title. Now in your summary, you can, explain what your skills are, what your strengths are. For instance, if you are a salesperson or a sales manager, then you can explain in the summary how you can help other people, how you can help businesses, to grow, or what solutions you can offer to them. Also, in your summary, you can add social proof. Now that is very, very strong. You can add links to your website, to a blog, a slide share. You can even add YouTube videos there. And it's very easy to do, it's super easy. Let me show you how it works. So here is my summary. As you can see, I have a link to my webpage here and a link to a YouTube video. So when you click here, people can watch the YouTube video inside the LinkedIn application. Adding external media is super easy. Just click the pencil here to edit your profile, scroll down to the summary section, and there you have the upload buttons for files and links. So let's say we want to link to a YouTube video, just paste the link here, and as you can see, you get the preview, and you can change the title and description if you want. And that's just it. Okay, so here's an extra bonus. If you want, you can leave the link to your LinkedIn profile in the comments here below. And then I'll be happy to have a look at your profile and to give you some feedback and some tips on how to improve.
So did that help you guys to summarize the session on how powerful LinkedIn can be if we just pay attention to these 2-3 things? So I hope you had a wonderful evening with me, because I enjoyed a lot with all the interactions, and wishing you all a very, very blessed festivities and all the best for whatever you do in future. God bless you. If no more questions, I think I'll leave you all to enjoy the festivities with your families and stay so blessed. So, okay, I will share my email ID. No problem. You all are always free to connect with me. It'll be a pleasure. So this is Dr. Simple, Dr. Swati at csdnlr.com. And good night to all. Have a wonderful festivities with your family. Lot of